Okay, so now we're going to do our bottom corner one. And here's our flower. Again, look how simple this flower is, like even simpler than the last one. And I just had to do this one because the name of this is the Scarlet Pimpernel. And I read all those stories about the English spy during the French Revolution, and they called him the Scarlet Pimpernel. So I have to draw this flower for that. So, okay, again, I'm going to make myself a boundary because we have this leaf coming way out here, and I don't want to run into that. So I think that I'm going to make him maybe even kind of small and just kind of tuck that there. Okay, so there's my boundary. I'm coming out of this square just because I really like that. And this one has kind of a wide center. I mean, not that wide, relatively. And very wide, very simple leaves. One of the things when you're drawing flowers to pay a little attention to is how it connects. You know, there's almost always going to be some kind of a center here with this type of flower anyway, and that the petals come out of. And on this one, on our one before, those petals came into this really narrow little connection. On this one, they're wide. They come way out here and they're going to overlap. So this one's going to come, this next one's going to come out from here like that. So that's one of the things to kind of watch at, look for, to see how the petals connect, and that makes it more realistic looking. And this just is a very simple flower here. And there we go. That's it. That is it. Now the only other thing I'm going to add is there is some little, I think you call them stamens, in the middle of this one that stick out, and they're the things that have all the pollen on them, so they're yellow. And we're going to want to paint those, and we're going to want to kind of designate them on here because it's going to make it easier to paint them. So they are, I'm going to just draw a little circle. There's just a few of them. Again, it's not like you have to do this perfectly, but they can be like that. Okay. And that's really it. So that's it for this one. I'll get this, clean up the lines, and we'll do the last one. Okay, we're ready for our last flower to draw, and for this one I am going to do a white flower, and I'm purposely doing that because with watercolors we don't use white paint. So I will show you when it comes time to paint this guy what we're going to do with him. So again, though I've chosen a very simple flower, just that round multi-petals, this one's a little different because it's tilted over to the side. So let's take a look at that and draw that for us. Now, since it's tilted over to the side, I wonder if I can, it'd be nice if I could show you that. Well, take a screenshot of that if you want to for a minute, if you want to look at it while I draw it. So it's an oval. It's not a circle because we're not looking straight at it. It's an oval. And so this time, I think I'm going to put it coming out the top of this little frame. So it goes this way. Kind of flat and oblong. So, you know, give yourself some guidelines when you're going to draw something, and it helps immensely. We use, you know, in most forms of painting, we do some form of drawing before we go in with paint. And I paint with oils a great deal of the time. I draw with charcoal first, usually, for that. And we'll mark things out on a grid. We'll do all kinds of things to just give us guidelines and landmarks. It's very difficult to just like randomly start to draw without kind of planning it out first. You're gonna draw yourself off the edge of the page. Most likely, you're not gonna have allotted enough space. You're gonna make it too big. That's the common thing. So this is great. This gives me my boundary. There's a center. He's got really pretty little orange dots in his center that I'm loving. So we're gonna draw those. All right. So his first petal's coming straight at us. Goes to the boundary, and they kind of overlap. And this is the great part, because I've drawn this edge, it's helping me to draw a more realistic flower for how it will really look. When something's coming straight at you, that's difficult to draw. We call it foreshortening, where you have to, there's a greater distance in reality than what it looks like, and the temptation is to draw it long, but because we're looking at it tilted, we're really only seeing it shorter than it really is. So this helps a lot with that kind of thing, and we're just going to go around now. We're going to get to the back petals. We have the same thing. They're going away from us, and they are shortened also. So again, the temptation would be to draw them too long. But since I've given myself this boundary, it helps to draw these nice short little petals. And we got maybe 2 more. 1, 2. Boom. There's our little flower. He's on a little stalk, kind of like a daisy, like a little daisy stalk. Oop, I don't like there. That one's better. And maybe I'll let that run down. So he's kind of coming out of there, and yeah, I think that's good. I'm trying to decide. He's kind of in these other, might even be just like blades of grass and stuff. I don't really see leaves, so I'm just going to do this just to add a little more visual interest to this little vignette. That's it, literally. Like, look at these beautiful flowers that are so simple, and we haven't even put color in them yet, you know? And think what a nice memory this is going to give you of it's when you take the time to just really sit and look at something and study it a bit, it imprints in your mind so much more than if you just took the photo and moved on. All right, so I'm going to clean him up, and then we're going to start painting.